This meeting of the City Council will come to order. Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Here.
Counsel DeFlorio. Here. Counsel Hanley.
Here.
Counsel Mangan.
Here.
Counsel Marchese. Counsel McKinnon.
Here.
Counsel Napolitano.
Here.
Counsel Sachetta.
Here.
Counsel Sani. Counsel Simonelli.
Present.
Counsel Capone.
Here.
9 members present.
9 members present. You have a quorum. Please stand and salute the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before the clerk reads the first item of business, I have a regret from Counsel Mike Marchese that he's unable to attend due to a prior conflicting obligation this evening. Clerk will read the first item of business.
So the business is a public hearing, Mr. President, to all interested parties in the planning board report and ordinance further amending the zoning ordinances of the city of Everett, changing the zoning district designation from apartment to business district at 1739 Revere Beach Parkway with a favorable recommendation.
Chairman, what's the public hearing?
Oh, they're sitting there already.
Oh, the Chair will entertain a motion to welcome the folks who want to discuss the.
So moved, Mr. President.
Moved and second to invite the individuals. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Gentlemen, if you would please introduce yourselves and just give us an overview of what the intent is.
I'd be happy to. My name's Corey Rhodes. I'm an attorney with D'Ambrosio Brown LLP, 14 Proctor Avenue, Revere. With Stephen Giuliano, who's the trustee of the Giovanni Sacco Realty Trust and the owner of the property at 1739 Revere Beach Parkway. We're here tonight on what we think is a pretty straightforward petition. We're asking that the property be rezoned from what is currently apartment district with some residential restriction on it to business district. We think this is a fitting change as the property is right on Revere Beach Parkway, really a commercial thoroughfare in this city. This seems to be something of an odd duck, a property that time has forgotten. I have some handouts here. It's a printout of the zoning map in the Inspectional Services Department, and it identifies our specific property. And if you can see, we're really kind of an island of zoning, something that our property has maintained residential zoning where everything else around it, the front, back, rear, across the street, everything else has been rezoned to be a commercial use. We think at this time it would be something that makes sense to harmonize the zoning in the area, allow for a consistent use along Revere Beach Parkway, allow for business use, and this also has some public purposes that it advances in helping to revitalize this property, higher tax assessment, higher commercial tax rate, and we think we're changing kind of this patchwork zoning to make a more consistent zoning district. Because of these points, we're hoping that you support our petition.
Okay, thank you. Councilors, whatever your wishes, it is set up for a public hearing. We could have the public hearing first and have these individuals in front of us ask for questions, or you could ask questions first. It's your pleasure.
I think we should ask questions first so we can understand what's actually going on there and what's there now and what's going to be there. And then
That's fine.
the people also will know, and then they can ask their questions.
Okay. All right. Council Delasola had his hands up first.
I'm just curious, what is there now? I'm not sure where we are in the map.
So this is probably right next. There's a Subway next door. This is a single-family house. It's I think across the street from the Harley Davidson where it was.
The one you started demoing, they stopped for some reason? Or?
Well,
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
it is related to this zoning change. We want to use it for commercial purposes. We are going to keep that structure, that building, just fix it up, renovate it, revitalize it, and be able to rent it out to a business use.
Okay. I was just curious where, I wasn't sure on the map where you were. Thank you.
Council Sani.
Do you know what you're going to be renting it out to?
I don't know yet because when it's zoned residential right now, so anybody that comes to look at the property and I tell them that it's residential zoning, it kind of turns them away. So once it's business, like a business district zoning, then maybe it'll probably be a use under. Obviously, it would have to be a use under that zoning.
And you're keeping the same structure, so it's not going any bigger. It's staying the same size that's there.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone's cleaning it up because it was a very deplorable house.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's being taken care of, and hopefully, if it
Yeah.
does go through that, you put someone reputable in that, location. you know.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Right?
Move
Seeing
they be
none, I-
excused and conduct the public hearing.
all right, thank
Make
you,
a motion to
gentlemen.
open
I
public
just, I
hearing.
would just ask that you sit tight, because we have to have a public hearing, and then after that, the councils may have additional questions. Move and second, excuse customary thanks. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the chair will entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
It's been moved and second to open to a public hearing. All in favor? Opposed? Okay, we'll open the public hearing. I'm going to ask 3 times if there are any folks in favor of this item, and after that, that portion of the public hearing will be closed, and then I'll ask 3 times if anyone is opposed to this petition, and then we'll close it completely. So the first time, is there anybody in favor of this petition? Is there anybody in favor of this petition? If you'd please just give your name and,
Stephen Giuliano.
and-
I'm in favor of this petition.
okay, thank you. Is there anyone in favor of this petition? That portion of the public hearing is closed. I will now ask 3 times if anyone is opposed. Is anyone opposed to the petition? Is anyone opposed to the petition? Is anyone opposed to the petition? Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. The matter is now before you, councilors.
Favorable action on the order.
It's been moved and second for favorable action. Clerk, call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon. Yes. Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sechetta.
Yes.
Counsel Sani.
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli. Yes. Counsel Capone.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
10 yeas, 0 nays, you have enrolled. Clerk will read the next item of business,
Can
item
we
number 2.
please suspend the rule and take items number 5?
Gentlemen, we've just enrolled in our process, city government, it has 2 votes. First is enrollment. The second time it comes before our city government will be our next meeting in 2 weeks, or the first week in, the second week in April. And then it'll be ordained. And at that point, it becomes effective 30 days thereafter?
It'll go to the, is on the mayor for his signature and become effective. I don't see any, gotta make sure it doesn't say if it's effective on passage. Right, become effective in 30 days.
Okay. So the first step went well, so congratulations on that. The second step will be our next hearing, our next meeting when we have an ordainment. All right, thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Clerk will read item number 2.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. If we could suspend
What's
the rule and take item number 5?
It's been moved and seconded to suspend the rules and take item number 5. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Clerk will read item number 5.
Item number 5 is an order sponsored by Council Capone as president, petition for an open-air parking license, Malik Greeley, DBA AG Queely Towing, 26 Garvey Street and 5254 Robbins Street.
Favorable action on the order.
Is all the paperwork in order?
Yes.
Clerk informs me that all the paperwork is in order. Counsel Hanlon.
Clerk, is that 1 or 2 licenses? Got 2 addresses.
2 locations.
Well, we have the,
This needs to be 1. Oh, there's 2? Looks to me it's 5254 Robbins Street.
I think that's one lot.
5254 Robin and,
Well, we have the petitioner here. if
no,
we wanna
there's
ask-
both. Both licenses are there.
Okay.
So everything is in order?
Yep.
Yes.
They're in
So
order.
favorable action.
Second.
It's been moved and second favorable action on the petition. Clerk will read the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sechetta.
Yes.
Counsel Sani.
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli. Yes. Counsel Capone.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
10 yeas, 0 nays, you have granted the petition. Clerk will read the next item of
Item-
business.
Suspend the rule, please
Counselor?
take item number 13.
Mr. Chairman,
Counsel Hanlon.
how am I supposed to have public participation?
Oh, yeah.
Public participation?
Oh, we forgot.
help.
I don't know if there is or not.
We can get back to that if you want, or we can do the item that you had referred. What's the pleasure of the council?
What,
Participation.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to open public participation. All in favor?
Aye.
No, actually, we need a motion. Is there a motion on the
There's a
floor?
motion. So
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You've opened public participation. Do we have anyone signed in on the sheet?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on the public participation portion of our council meeting?
Seeing none, Mr. President, I wish
Second.
to close public participation.
I second that
It's
motion.
been moved and seconded to close public participation. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You have closed public participation. Clerk will read the next item, but we had a motion for suspending of the rules for which item?
Item 13, please.
It's been moved. Is there a second? It's been moved and seconded to suspend the rules and take item number 13. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 13.
Item number 13 is an ordinance sponsored by Council Rosa DeFlorio. The members of the school committee shall receive an annual salary of $11,500, take effect upon the organization of the city government following the 2015 municipal election. It was enrolled as before the council for ordainment.
Favorable action.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for favorable action. Clerk will read the roll.
Council Delasola.
Yes.
Council DeFlorio.
Yes.
Council Hanlon.
Yes.
Council Mangan.
Yes.
Council McKinnon.
Yes.
Council Napolitano.
Yes.
Council Sachetta.
Yes.
Council Sani.
Yes.
Council Simonelli.
No.
Council Capone.
Yes.
9 yeas, 1 nay, Mr. President.
9 yeas, 1 nay, you have ordained. Clerk will read the next item of business.
Motion to reconsider.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second, reconsideration with the hope it does not prevail?
No, can't make a negative motion.
All right, so we've got a motion before us for reconsideration. Clerk, call the roll.
Council Delasola.
No.
Council DeFlorio.
No.
Council Hanlon.
Yes.
Council Mangan.
No.
Councilor McKinnon.
No.
Council Napolitano.
No.
Council Sachetta.
No.
Council Sani.
No.
Council Simonelli.
Yes.
Council Capone.
No.
8 yeas, I'm sorry, 2 yeas, 8 nays.
2 yeas, 8 nays, reconsideration has failed. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 2.
Item number 2 is an order sponsored by Council Frank Capone, President, subject to confirmation by the Honorable City Council. I hereby appoint Joseph Gaff as a sworn waive for the City of Everett for 1 term expiring March 2016.
Favorable action on the order?
Second.
Chair will accept the motion to suspend Rule 20.
To what?
Make a motion to
Suspend Rule
suspend
20?
Rule 20.
So moved. Second.
Moved and second to suspend Rule 20. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You have suspended Rule 20. It's been moved and second favorable action. Clerk, call the roll.
Council Delasola.
Yes.
Council DeFlorio.
Yes.
Council Hanlon.
Yes.
Council Mangan.
Yes.
Council McKinnon.
Yes.
Council Napolitano.
Yes.
Council Sachetta.
Yes.
Council Sani.
Yes.
Council Simonelli. Yes. Council Capone.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
10 yeas, 0 nays, you have confirmed. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 3.
Item number 3 is a resolution sponsored by Council Frank Capone as President to authorize the superintendent to submit to the Massachusetts School Building Authority the statement of interest dated February 25th, 2015 for the Everett High School at 100 Elm Street, which describes and explains deficiencies and priority categories for which an application may be submitted to the Massachusetts School Building Authority.
Council Megan.
Mr. President, we have Dr. Stella here. I don't know if you would like to come up and
Explain this to the viewing
explain it
audience.
a little bit for the viewing public.
If that's the pleasure of the council.
Motion to have him come forward.
Second.
It's been moved and second to have Dr. Stella before us. Dr. Stella, if you'd please come forward. And although it might sound redundant, if you could please identify yourself.
My name is Thomas Steller. I live at 110 Estes Street, and I am currently the Assistant Superintendent of Schools. The item before you is a statement of interest for an addition to Everett High School. You have that in advance. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have regarding that statement of interest.
Council Handler.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have mine with me, but there was one thing I didn't understand, and it said that the school project area was the Kavarian School. I think it was number 5.
No, that's the primary statement of interest, which actually comes up for a vote before the Mass School Building Authority Board on Wednesday. This statement of interest is for Everett High School. So the Cavarian School is the primary statement of interest. This one is a secondary one because of the expected increase in enrollment at Everett High School.
But they won't mix. They'll be okay if it says Cavarian School on it?
That, it just says the Cavarian is the primary one, and this is not. That's fine.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Counsel Sachetta.
Yes, Dr. Stella, a couple of questions. I know I'll vote in favor of this. I'd like to have questions answered. Do you know approximately what this addition might entail and how much it might approximately cost?
Unfortunately, that's preliminary. This is the actual beginning process where we make the request of the school building authority to entertain our statement of interest. What happens after that is probably a year from now, they would vote to determine whether or not it would become part of their project list. From that point on, then it's a feasibility study and the steps necessary to do what the community would like to do.
Does the city receive money from the state for this addition? Is this in regards to building new schools?
The statement of interest for Everett High School, it depends on whether they accept us into their pipeline.
So if they accept us, they'll contribute money toward it?
Correct.
Also, I know it has nothing to do with this, but we discussed the Nichols School being overcrowded. And I heard in the grapevine, or possibly from you people, we plan to build a new school for that situation.
Well, on Wednesday, they'll make their decision whether or not to accept us in, and from that point on, then a feasibility study will be conducted to see exactly what our need is.
And
But
again,
it is for the Cavarian School.
again, if they accept it, they'll give us money to build
There'll be
that school.
some percentage of, that we would be responsible for, like in any other of the school building projects, and some dollar amount that would be borne by the state, by the Mass School Building Authority.
Now, this question may not pertain to either this or what I just asked you. We had a survey of when school committee came up for a raise, and they listed the different raises that the school committees were getting in different cities, and also the populations of the schools. We in Everett are the highest in any surrounding city, including Malden and Medford, which is bigger than that.
Correct.
Could you tell me why that is the fact?
Well, if you take a look, there are several contributing factors. First and foremost, we have many, many young families moving into the community. Second, the affordability of our housing. Housing here is far more affordable than it is in Cambridge and Somerville, probably by 40%. An average two-bedroom apartment in Cambridge and Somerville could be approaching $2,000, whereas here in Everett, it's probably closer to $1,200 or $1,300. So it's a far more affordable community. Second, if you were to take a look at our birth rate, the birth rate for 2014, which Michael has graciously given to me just a few weeks ago, the birth rate for 2014 was 662 children were born to residents of the city of Everett during 2014. I believe it was 634 in the year previous to that. If you were to take a look at our enrollments from pre-K, we're actually serving approximately a third of the eligible youngsters, maybe a little bit more, that are of preschool age. We're only serving about a third of them. But when you get to kindergarten, it's pretty consistent with the number of youngsters that were born in that given year. And the same is true of first grade, second grade, on up to third grade. Those class sizes are approaching 600, whereas the others are a little less. But what's happening is, every year that the birth rate rises up a little, our school population at the lower grades rises up a little as well. So we've got an affordable housing stock here, far more affordable than the surrounding communities. And we've got young families moving in, and with those young families comes many, many young children.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Counsel De La Sola.
Hey, Mr. Stella, are you looking on the school itself, the addition, are you looking at the left of the school, on the hill? Is that where your plan is?
There is no plan as yet. What happens is, if we are accepted into the pipeline, then the feasibility study determines what the best course of action is.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Counsel Simonelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Dr. Snow. I just know why schools always make our schools too small. I mean, we know the growth and everything else. It seems like all our schools, and even the new high school, it's just overcrowded already. It seems to me we're getting a lot more sensible to build these schools, you know, with extra classrooms.
Unfortunately, the Mass School Building Authority does not allow us to do that. They study the population for the previous number of years. For example, in this, I've given the population for the last several years. They set a figure, and that's what you end up having to stick to. The population growth that we've seen in the last 10 years is pretty much unprecedented, and it's considerable, even though the communities around us may be experiencing some growth. I believe over the last several years, we've probably been close to the tops, 1, 2, or 3 in the state for growth of school-age children. And the Metropolitan Area Planning Council studies that came out a year ago indicate that we would be expecting to see somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,000 children up to age 15 between now and 2020, and 9,000 children between now and 2030. And that's only up to age 15. If you were to take a look at the population of young men and women who are immigrants coming from various countries, in that age group, they're all high school age, and there's only one place to place them. That's Everett High School. Everett High School was built sufficiently 10 years ago when it was planned and construction began, but unfortunately, now we're nearly 300 students over capacity. The Kavarian, as Mr. Sachetta had mentioned, is 300 children over capacity, but it was only built for 650 kids.
Thank you, Doc.
I'd love to see them give us something that gives us some growing room. We'll need it.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, the chair says. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
And I also would be remiss if I didn't mention that we have former counselor and current chairman of the school committee, Frank Parker, in the audience. Frank, thank you for being here tonight. The matter is before you. What is your pleasure? It's been moved and second, favorable action. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? You have so authorized. Clerk will read the next item of business.
Chairman, I'm sorry. If we could
Counselor?
please suspend the rule and take item number 8. In case we have any questions, Jamie has to go to the planning board.
Is there a second? It's been moved and second, suspend the rules and take item number 8. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Clerk will read item number 8.
Item number 8 is the committee in the whole report on the order that the City of Everett and the Everett City Council endorses the finding of the Everett Housing Production Plan to work toward compliance with the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 40B, in accordance with such plan, with a recommendation for favorable action.
Accept the committee report, place on file, and favorable action on the order.
It's been moved and second to accept the report and favorable action. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Clerk will call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon.
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano.
Yes.
Counsel Sachata.
Yes.
Counsel Sine.
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli.
Yes.
Counsel Capone.
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
10 yeas, 0 nays. You have so ordered. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 4.
Item number 4 is an order sponsored by Counsel Freddie Capone as president to submit in accordance with Section 6-5 of the Everett City Charter, the Alcomber D. Maria's fiscal year 2016 capital improvement plan.
Make a motion to send it to the committee as a whole.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second to schedule item 4 for a committee of the whole. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read the next item of
Sorry,
business.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry for the
Counsel?
interruption. In regards to this capital improvement program, I'm not familiar with, do we have to have a public hearing?
It may
after
well-
I believe we do somewhere down there, yes.
At some point, we will have to have one.
So you can have it after the,
Yeah.
after the
Yeah,
public
you could,
hearing?
absolutely.
I mean,
After you have
the
the committee of the
as a
whole. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 6.
Item number 6, petition for a lodging house license of David A. Molly, DBA 134 Lodging at 134 Linden Street.
All the paperwork in order?
Yes.
Clerk informs me that all the paperwork is in order.
Favorable action on the order?
It's been moved and second, favorable action. Clerk, call the roll.
Counsel Delasola.
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio.
Yes.
Counsel Hanlon.
Yes.
Counsel Mangan.
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon?
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano?
Yes.
Counsel Sechata?
Yes.
Counsel Sani?
Yes.
Counsel Spinelli?
Yes.
Counsel Capone?
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
10 yeas, 0 nays, you have granted the petition. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 7.
Item number 7, Legislative Affairs and Elections Committee report on an ordinance amending the animal control laws of the City of Everett with a favorable recommendation as amended further with revisions proposed by Counsel Capone.
On the piece?
On the piece,
Counsel?
Mr. Chairman, does everybody have this in front of them, this ordinance?
I
know you, I believe you had emailed it to us, is that correct?
Yeah, if I may, I did email this on March 5th to everybody.
And that was the revised?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorable action on the,
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, favorable action. Clerk, call the roll.
Counsel Capone?
Yes.
Counsel Delasola?
Yes.
Counsel DeFlorio?
yes.
Counsel Hanlon?
Yes.
Wow, I still have McGonagall in this, that's how old this is. Counsel Mangan?
Yes.
Counsel McKinnon?
Yes.
Counsel Napolitano?
Yes.
Counsel Sechata?
Yes.
Counsel Sani?
Yes.
Counsel Simonelli?
Yes.
10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
10 yeas, 0 nays, you have enrolled. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 9.
Mr. Chairman.
Item number
waive-
9.
Mr. Chairman, waive the reading on item number 9 and refer back to sponsor.
Second motion.
I'm sorry, Counselor?
Waive the reading for back sponsor.
I don't know that we can waive the reading. I think we have to read it, but then we have to refer it.
That's fine.
Read the
I-
calendar.
Sorry about that.
Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 9.
Item number 9, Committee on Ways reports that the ought to provide City Council Ways and Means, the first being December, with a breakdown of overtime paid out this fiscal year from city services, with a recommendation to refer back to sponsor. That's been moved.
Moved. It's been moved and seconded to accept the committee report and refer back to sponsor. All those in favor? Opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 10.
Item number 10, Committee on Ways and Means report in order to transfer $94,066 from the budgetary fund balance into the city accounts to fund salaries and expenses into newly created Office of Gaming, Accountability, and Development for the remainder of this fiscal year. Salaries $67,500, expenses $26,566, totaling $94,066.
Accept the committee report and place on file, grant further time.
It's moved and second to accept the committee report and place it on file, lay it on the table. All in favor? Opposed? We've laid item number 10 on the table. Clerk will read.
Chairman, on that, where I was in the
Counsel.
committee, are they supposed to, come with, I thought we were gonna refer this back to sponsor, and they're gonna.
No,
come-
no.
No, we're gonna,
If I may, from the chair, I happen to just be at the Ways and Means Committee report, so just as a matter to update the members that weren't here. This is a piece looking for funding. The committee was held. We had questions whether or not we needed a revision to the administrative code first to create the position. There were questions about what would happen with personnel, long-term situations. So what the committee, and if any of the members here, if I'm speaking out of turn, please correct me. I think what we intended to do was lay the piece on the table to our next meeting, give the mayor an opportunity to forward a amended administrative code, a revision to the administrative code to create the position, And then at that point, we were asking that a representative from the mayor's office and the city solicitor's office appear at our next meeting so that we could address any questions that the council had. Rather than keep in committee, we wanted it in front of all the members because it's a pretty big issue, and we figured there's gonna be a lot of questions. Invite the individuals here who would be here to answer those questions and address it as a body at our next meeting. So, was that accurate? Okay, good. So that has been voted to lay on the table, and we will move on to item number 11.
Item number 11, Committee on the Whole report on Mayor's submittal of FY 2016 water sewer budget totaling $16,516,607.
This has to go to, is the motion to send it to public hearing?
I believe this came out of committee with a recommendation to refer to our clerk to schedule a public hearing. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Accept the committee report, Mr. Chairman.
Is that accurate, Mr. Clerk? Okay. It's been moved and second to accept the committee report and to refer this to our clerk for a public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 12.
Item number 12, an ordinance sponsored by Council Fred Capone as president, regulating and establishing junk collector license in the city of Everett, with a recommendation for favorable action, with the amendment to include bottles and cans into language in section 1, paragraph 1.
Is there a second? It's been moved and second to, for favorable action. Clerk will call the roll.
Council Capone, oh, yeah, this is an old
That's
one,
okay.
too. Council Capone.
Yes.
Council Delasola.
Yes.
Council DeFlorio.
Yes.
Council Hanlon.
No.
Council
No.
Mangan.
Yes.
Council McKinnon.
Yes.
Council Napolitano.
Yes.
Council Sachetta.
Yes.
Council Sani.
Yes.
Council Simonelli.
Yes.
Council, that's it, 10 yeas, 0 nays, Mr. President.
Oh, I think there was one nay, right?
I'm sorry, 10 yeas, 1 nay.
Not, 9,
9-1.
9, Mr. Clerk?
And I'm leaving my maps out. 9-1.
9 yeas, 1 nay. You have ordained. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number, I believe it's 14.
Item number 14, resolution sponsored by Council Richard Delasola Jr. to request information on the effect of snow melting at Florence Street Park from the Director of City Services.
Council Del Solo.
Yes, can I have the co-director of city services up here, please?
Is the co-director in the audience?
He was here.
Do you want to lay that piece on the table until,
Lay it on the
Yes.
table until the person
Lay it on the
arrives,
table?
until the end of the meeting.
it's been moved and second to lay item number 14 on the table. All those in favor? Opposed? You have laid that item on the table. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 15.
Item number 15 is resolution sponsored by Councilor Michael Marquez, Water Department produce all abatements issued in 2013, 2014, have a member of the board appear April 13th meeting.
Have a motion on this.
Council?
I spoke to the sponsor. He wants to amend it by adding, people impacted can apply online today at massgrowcapitalcorporation.com.
I think that's the
There's
next piece.
16 and 15, right?
Is it both? I
Yeah.
have a note here from the counselor and the state senator for item number 16.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
15 as well, or?
I thought it was 15 too as well, so
It's item 16, yeah.
just, we'll go with 16 then.
Okay. So on item number 15, what's the pleasure?
April 13th meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second to refer item number 15 to our April 13th meeting. All those in favor? Opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 16.
Item number 16, resolution sponsored by Councilor Michael K. Marquez, that the city explores the Mass Growth Capital Corporation. This agency makes microloans to help businesses affected by the recent snowstorms to refer to Mayor's Office and Community Development with request for a reply at the April 13th meeting.
Council McKinnon.
Can I now do this?
It would totally be in line, yes.
Please amend this by adding, people impacted can apply online today at massgrowthcapitalcorporations.com. And also where the word mayor, where it reads, refer it to and insert ECTV to post info on television, community development, and Chamber of Commerce for their information.
Okay.
And
Is
then
there a
refer it to April 13th meeting.
Is there a second on the amendment?
Second.
It's been moved and second to amend this piece and refer it, as stated by the counselor, and refer it to our April 13th meeting. All in favor? Opposed? You have so amended and referred. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 17.
Item number 17, resolution sponsored by Council Michael K. Marchese that the city set up a victims fund for taxpayers who feel they have been unfairly treated regarding property, water, code enforcement. This gives a person the opportunity to have a lawyer to fight against the government, which spends unlimited money, with a request to send to the Legislative Affairs Committee by the sponsor.
Motion to send Legislative Affairs?
Second.
On the motion, Mr.
Counsel
Chairman,
DeFlorio.
before we send this to the Legislative Affairs, I know the sponsor is not here, but if I'm understanding this correctly, he wants us to set up a fund so that if I have a problem with my water bill, I can't afford to hire an attorney, the taxpayer is gonna pay for me?
I'm not sure, Counsel, that the
That's why it's
sponsor
on
would have to
committee.
address that.
Well, I don't wanna waste 3 hours in committee if this is what that is, so I'm gonna vote no on.
Okay. Any other discussion? Counsel Sani.
Yeah, I also agree. I think that if people have problems, that's what they hire an attorney for, and there is attorneys out there that are sometimes free on pro bono. So I don't feel that spending time in a committee to cost taxpayers money to help, individuals with, problems when there is sources out there. So I also will not support this into committee.
Any other discussion? Seeing none. Question before you is to refer this to Legislative Affairs. All those in favor? All
No,
opposed?
no.
Chair is in doubt. All those in favor? All those in favor of referring this to committee, please stand. Okay, there are 4 members. This has failed.
Make a motion to refer it back to sponsor.
It's been moved and seconded to refer item number 17 back to sponsor. All in favor? All opposed? The ayes have it. Number 17 has been referred back to sponsor. Clerk, read the next item of business, item number 18.
Item number 18 is a resolution sponsored by Councilor Marchese and Councilor John Lee McKinnon to find out what is Wynn's obligation tax-wise on all newly acquired land, and what will their tax obligation
19,
be to the city. Refer the Board of Assessors for response at April 13th meeting.
We're on 18.
Oh, I'm sorry. Item number 18 is a resolution sponsored by Councilor Marchese to find out how much money, started the way, same way, the city pays out to outside lawyers disregarding casino issues to prosecute and defend the mayor of Everett. Request referred to Mr. Viscay for a reply at the April 13th meeting.
Refer to Richard Viscay, City Auditor. and
Second motion.
Reply to April 13th meeting.
It's been moved and seconded to refer this item to the city auditor with a reply for the next meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You have so referred. Clerk, read the next item of business, item number 19.
Item 19 is a resolution sponsored by Councilor Marchese and Councilor McKinnon to find out what is Wynn's Wynn Corporation's obligation tax-wise on all newly acquired land, and what will their tax obligation be to the city. The recommendation referred to the Board of Assessors for a response April 13th.
Refer to the Board of Assessors and to the meeting on April 13th.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, on the motion, when do the Board of
Counsel.
Assessors meet? When are they meeting?
I am not sure. When is the next Board of Assessors meeting?
They don't meet on our night, do they?
I know they meet on a Monday, but I don't know if it's on night or not, I'm not sure. I don't know if anybody,
The- Okay, so the
let it
motion
go.
is
They're
to
not there,
refer
they're not
this
there.
to the Board of Assessors with a response, or appearance? An appearance or response, Counselor?
Response.
With a response for our April 13th meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So referred. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 20.
Item number 20 is a resolution sponsored by Councilor Michael Marquez and Councilor John Lee McKinnon. City Services and/or City Auditor submit a breakdown on individual snow removal contractors and overtime paid. Request for a reply by April 13th.
Counsel McKinnon.
Refer to City Services and City Auditor to have a reply back at the April 13th meeting.
Is there a second? It's been moved and second to refer this item to the City Services and City Auditor with a request, requesting a reply for our April 13th meeting. All in favor? All opposed? So referred. Clerk will read the next item, number 21.
Resolution item number 21, Mr. President, resolution sponsored by Councilor Michael Marquez and Councilor John Lee McKinnon, that all politicians and candidates for mayor, school committee, stop taking donations from all employed people in the city and schools, all licensed businesses, and all service companies that have to go out to bid with request to send to legislative affairs.
Counsel McKinnon.
Refer to Legislative Affairs.
on the, motion,
Is
Mr.
there,
President.
is there a second on the motion? Second. It's been moved and second. On the motion, Counsel DeFlorio.
Is this constitutional, that you can't tell people what to take from anybody?
I'll find that out.
You could ask the city solicitor to appear at the meeting, if that's where it goes.
Can we have the city solicitor
Why
at
don't
the
we ask
meeting?
the city solicitor now, instead of wasting time in these
That's
meetings?
whatever the pleasure of the body is.
Because we do go by the Mass General laws. Nobody takes donations. When you take a donation, you have to put it on paper. And I want to make sure, if we can have the assistant city solicitor come up, please, I would appreciate it.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to invite the assistant city solicitor before us.
Mr. Chairman, before you appear, just a correction in the wording here. It says to stop taking donations from all employed people in the city. Everybody in the city works, so I don't think it means that. I think what they mean is.
Not necessarily.
City of Everett employees.
Yes.
And Everett School Department employees. So if that's what it means, I would make an amendment to that, so that it reads that way. City of Everett employees and Everett School Department employees.
So,
Does the council want to speak with the
Second.
assistant city solicitor first, or do you want to work on the amendment?
Oh, no, we could.
The poor guy is halfway. He doesn't know to come forward and sit. What's the pleasure of the council?
Bring Mr. Rodriguez in.
Okay. If we could please have the assistant city solicitor. Dave, thank you very much. Please introduce yourself for the record.
Dave Rodriguez, Assistant City Solicitor.
is this?
Are there any questions? Council
Oh, I'm
DeFlorio.
sorry. Is this something that's, legal? I never heard of anything like this. I think it's unconstitutional. I could care less.
Generally, yes, it is legal. You can make, there are limitations that are put upon campaign finance. At the state level, we can make those restrictions more restrict, but we cannot lessen the restriction. The current cap on political contributions is $1,000 per person per calendar year. We can't make it $1,500 per person per calendar year, but we can make it $500 per person per calendar year for municipal candidates. We cannot affect the state rep or the state senator, however. They're subject to state law only, not local ordinance.
Are there any other questions?
Okay, so if someone,
I'm sorry, Council, you have the floor.
I'm sorry.
You have the floor.
If a counselor in the future, I'm not looking just for now, I always do things down the line, not just for me or for anybody else here. If there's a counselor in the future that works here, and he has a brother, a sister, and an aunt that works for the city, that means he can't take a donation?
There's a lot of questions regarding this. I'm not sure we want to open up that particular can of worms this evening. We could be here all night and talk about what ifs and different iterations about what could happen. Generally, you can make campaign finance law more restrictive than it is at the state level, at the local level. That's kind of the limit, with the limit of my legal analysis right now. I wouldn't want to go too far down the rabbit hole with
Okay.
particular.
So you don't consider this unconstitutional?
I don't consider, I generally don't consider it unconstitutional. However, don't think that it is completely immune to challenge. So that, I think I'd leave it at that. And
Okay.
that's a first blush, sort of, and I'm not gonna lock myself in with that interpretation. That's my first blush.
All right, thank you. I don't
Any
have
other questions?
Refer this to
If-
Legislative Affairs
If
Committee?
we may, just one quick question as well. It's presented before us as a resolution, so it really wouldn't have any binding
It
effect
has
anyway.
no effect of law.
So
It's
it
a
has,
request, it's a expression of sentiment.
yeah, and that's nothing
so-
more. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much for appearing this evening.
Thank you.
What is the pleasure of the council?
Refer
We-
it to Legislative Affairs Committee?
And we already had a second on that motion. It's moved second to refer to Legislative Affairs Committee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
The chair is in doubt. All those who have, do not want to refer this to the Legislative Affairs Committee, please stand. Okay, yeah, well, it's a tie. Even if I voted in the affirmative, that would be a 5-5, and it would fail. So
Ties lose.
the motion is failed.
Ties lose.
Yeah, ties lose. I
Mr.
said
Chair,
even
make a
if I,
motion to
even
refer
if I did vote in the affirmative. So it would be 5-5 at best, and it would fail.
Make a motion to refer it back to sponsor.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second to refer item number 21 back to sponsor. All in favor?
22.
Oh, is it 20? No, 21, I believe.
21.
All in favor? All opposed? You have referred item number 21 back to sponsor. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 22.
Item number 22, resolution sponsored by Council Michael K. Marquez and Council John Leo McKinnon, all advertisements to be distributed evenly to all newspapers automatically, which would allow them to write the real news and not become campaign literature. Request to refer to Legislative Affairs.
Refer to Legislative Affairs?
Second.
Moved and second to refer item 22 to the Legislative Affairs. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 23.
Item number 23 is resolution sponsored by Council Rosa DeFlorio, to request the mayor consider looking into having computer classes for Everett residents of all ages.
Counselor DeFlorio.
In case anybody's questioning why I say all ages, is because I've had a few, not too many calls, but two. And we do have computer classes at the senior center, the Conley Center. And prior years, we had computer classes in the basement over here, but they don't have that anymore. So the two people don't reach the criteria as a senior citizen, and they really, really have been asking me for a year. They're begging me, they want to really take computer classes. So I'd like to refer this to the mayor to see if there isn't that many, why these two can't go either to the community center, because we can't open up a class for two people, I understand that. It's, you know, way too much money for the taxpayer. So I would like to refer this to the mayor's office with an answer back on the April 13th meeting.
Second motion.
It's been moved and seconded to refer this item to the mayor's office requesting a response by April 13th meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 24.
Item number 24, resolution sponsored by Council Peter Ray Napolitano, that the mayor appear to address the overspending in city services budget overtime prior to excessive snowstorms.
Counsel Napolitano.
Refer to Ways and Means.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to refer item number 24 to Ways and Means. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read item number 25, which is a maintenance request sheet.
Item number 25, maintenance request from the City Council, Street 2315. First is from Council Peter Ray Napolitano, sidewalk at the exit to Norwood Street parking lot be repaired. Do not enter sign at the end of Union Ave be replaced as it is missing. Traffic Commission placed 30-minute parking spot for Angela's Touch Hairstyling, 30 Norwood. No, that's it.
What's the pleasure?
Refer to the mayor,
Refer to respective bodies?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to refer the various pieces of 25 to the various departments. All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read the next item of business, item number 26.
Item number 26, resolution sponsored by Council Frank Capone, Representative City Services, representative from the City Solicitor's Office, appear at our next council meeting to discuss any warranty or other avenue of recourse available against the contracts that recently painted crosswalks throughout the city as the same are faded and in poor condition.
Chair will accept the motion to refer the item to City Services and the City Solicitor's Office requesting they appear at the April 13th meeting.
Make a motion.
second, so moved.
It's been moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You have so referred. Clerk will read item number 27.
Item number 27, resolution sponsored by Council Frank Capone, the representative of Verizon appeared at our first meeting in April to discuss the reason for delay in responding to the displaced Verizon wires that are hanging in the public way on Thorndike.
Chair will accept the motion to invite a representative from Verizon to our first meeting in April.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and second to invite a representative from Verizon to our first meeting in April. All in favor?
Chairman,
Counsel?
please
Before we vote.
understand, we get someone from Verizon here, they're here to discuss this item, not the trees or the wires or any place else.
Yep.
If you want that, you should add it on now.
Yep.
Just want to say that, if anyone has
Point.
anything to add on.
Point well taken, Counsel. It's been moved and seconded to request a representative from Verizon to attend the meeting on April 13th to address the piece that's on the calendar. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You've so referred. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor? All opposed? You have adjourned.